as we have gathered here together virtually, let us begin our event with the Saraswati Vandana. Challenges are gifts that force us to search for a new center of gravity. Don't fight them, just find a new way to stand. These were the wise words said by none other than Oprah Winfrey, arguably one of the most inspirational women of our time. As we navigate our way through the new normal, these are words to live by. Convergence 2021 comes in the wake of a global pandemic and is witness to our spirit as a society and as an institution. As the Heritage Academy stands at the precipice of a new academic session, we thank you for being with us today and invite you all on this wonderful journey ahead. As we start the event, I would like to request our principal of the Heritage Academy, Professor Dr. Banerjee, to kindly deliver the welcome address.
Respected dignitaries, members of faculty, parents, and my most beloved students. I feel privileged to welcome our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Ener Banerjee, former Vice Chancellor, Bengal Engineering and Science University, VESU, presently known as Indian Institute of Engineering, Science and Technology, Shibpur. Professor Banerjee is a great teacher, a good speaker, great speaker. Happens to be, he is one of my mentor also. When I joined my MBA program, he started the session with his first class. I still recollect that memories. I also like to welcome our honorable guest of honor, Mr. Dhruvo Mukherjee, CEO, ABP Private Limited, in the inaugural session of 15th induction program of new batch of students of BBA, BCA, Bachelor in Media Science, Masters in Media Science. We are thankful and grateful to you both that in spite of your busy schedule, you have kindly accepted our invitation to say a few words and bless our new batch of students. I also welcome Sri Pradeep Kumar Agarwal, Chief Executive Officer, Kalyan Bharati Trust, who is a continuous source of inspiration, encouragement, and support for all of us in the Heritage Group of Institutions. Professor K.K. Chaudhary, again a great teacher, director, presently director in Heritage Business School, is also with us. and I welcome him from the core of my heart. I further welcome other dignitaries of the Heritage Group of Institutions and Kalyan Bharati Trust in the inaugural session of the induction program, members of faculty and staff of the Heritage Academy. But for your enthusiasm and support, such an event could hardly be organized, are also welcome. Last but not the least, I would like to welcome parents and my most beloved students on this auspicious event of induction in their college life. The Academy was conceived by our Honorable Chairman of Kalyan Bharati Trust, Sri H.K. Chaudhary Sir, in 2006 and was set up by Kalyan Bharati Trust with an approved intake of 120 seats comprising of 16 BBA program and 16 BCA program on 1st August 2007, affiliated to Maulana Abul Kalam Azad University of Technology, West Bengal, the then West Bengal University of Technology, Kolkata. With the gradual increase in intake in BBA and BCA from 60 to 120 each, and introduction of Media Science Department with 2 courses, BSc in Media Science and MSc in Media Science, our student strength at present rose to 1,000 plus. When I look back to 1st August 2007, on that day, myself along with only Pradeepji was present. I remember the inauguration of the first batch of induction was done by Acharya Soumendra Brahmachari, whose blessings helped us to tide over difficulties and sail through with zeal towards continuous improvement. The college is proud to have a team of highly committed faculty members and staff who are pivotal in the success of any academic institution. I really feel nostalgic when I look back to cherish their sincere and dedicated, wholehearted approach to make the institution a student-friendly, still very disciplined. They initiate various events and competitions like singing, dancing, drawing, photography, essay writing, poster writing, and debate competitions under Khoj Talent Hunt initiative every year to unearth hidden talent among the students. My dear students, in academy, we are focused and committed to overall personality development. And therefore, apart from academic excellence, we insist that our students should have exposure in co-curricular as well as extracurricular activities. Students also organize various cultural events and sports events through different clubs, the details of which will be shared with you in due course of induction. They also organize Freshers Welcome Program, Teachers Day Program, Farewell Program, Rabindra Nazrul Jayanti, Talent Hunt Program every year. They also participate in competitions, tournaments of other colleges and win medals. They organize blood donation camp every year, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, and with the object of supporting underprivileged, organize social activities including distribution of new clothes, food, reading materials among them. During Amphan and second phase of COVID-19, they spontaneously and wholeheartedly supported the needy person by arranging food, medicine, ambulance, and oxygen cylinders. When we talk about our success story, reason behind always the mentorship. We have a unique, strongly embedded mentorship program. In the program, you will be getting to know during the course of induction. For every 30 students, we have one dedicated faculty who looks after the interest, concern, and problems of the individual students. We in the academy insist the student must have 100% attendance. Attendance means not only physical attendance, but also meaningful attendance, that is the participative and attentive attendance with focus on learning and discipline. We believe in the Heritage Campus is that discipline is the key to success, and we abide by any norms Our students are doing exceedingly well, both in terms of academic result and future career progression. Majority of our students score 85% plus in the university results and get placed. Good number of students of our BBA, BCA, and Masters in Media Science have already got medals, gold medal, silver medal, and bronze medals. Track record of our placement assistants, particularly for BCA and MSc in Media Science, is enviable. Our alumni are located all over the globe, and you may have interaction with few of them during the course of our induction program. Initially, we will have online classes as per directives of the state government, and looking forward to see you in the campus whenever the state government permits us to do so. After passing from the school in the college environment, you will got a lot of liberty. However, as a principal, I must say, only word of caution to you is to make the best use of your time and available facilities in the campus. We have huge facilities in the campus in the form of library, online facilities. We have internet connectivity, and classes are well equipped with latest state-of-art facilities. All these things are available for you, and you have to take the best use of this thing and take the support of the members of faculty in doing so. I know you have a lot of dreams, but always remember, passionate and focused hard work can lead you to reach your dream destination. As a principal of the college, I wish that you be a very, very successful student, but I will be delighted to see you as a responsible citizen of India. Enjoy the best part of your life. Wish to see you soon in the beautiful campus. Thank you. God bless you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your words of guidance and wisdom. I'm sure the students will take them to heart. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to invite our Dean of the Heritage Academy, Professor Dr. Madhupa Bakshi, to kindly address the gathering.
Honored and respected Dr. Ener Banerjee, Shri Dhruva Mukherjee, Director Mr. Prabir Roy, CEO, my source of strength and motivation for building the media department, Shri Pradeep Agarwal, Principal Dr. Gaur Banerjee, my backbone in all endeavors at Heritage Academy, Professor Dr. K.K. Chaudhary, Academic Advisor, Director Business School, and also the other principals who are attending of the sister colleges, my colleagues, the junior faculty. Today, I'll start with a little bit of a story. In 1968, psychologist Robert Rosenthal and school principal Jacobson conducted a unique study with school students. They selected some poorly performing students and told their teachers that they are very intelligent, which was actually not correct. But the teachers saw them as good students and therefore expected good performances from them. Surprisingly, at the end of the session, it was found that those students actually did very well in the scholastic tests. This is termed as the Pygmalion effect, after the famous novel of the same name by George Bernard Shaw. Similarly, a young illiterate poor boy from Bihar, Latu, was servant to one of the early devotees of Ramakrishna Paramhamsadev. He came to the master for some errands. Paramhamsadev recognized the inner quality of the boy instantly and took him under his guidance. He would one day become Swami Adbhutananda or Revered Latu Maharaj of future. Swami Vivekananda said that Thakur made a Plato of our Leto, and our professors in the Heritage Academy have definitely made some letters. May not be in the same form, but certainly in different fields. When students step into college, they present to the teachers a clean slate. We do not look at your mark sheets, we look at you. We are not judging you by what you have scored, but what you present to us. So dear students, you come to us as hidden gems. You come to us as students who can build yourselves a great future. Your professors at the Heritage Academy would be with you so that you can explore your talents and your quest for knowledge. The difference from school is that here you will lead the path and we will only guide you. Take advantage of the knowledge bank of 30 professors, the thousands of alums, and the rich industry connect that this 15-year-old college has. The media department is just 5 years old and gives you diverse events and industry interactions, internships. In this pandemic, we were afraid that our students, our master students, would not be getting a placements. But surprisingly, and to our heartfelt satisfaction, they themselves have are in the best of the industries now. So we look forward to you to blossom. As youngsters, you have seen the worst of the world, but a new dawn is breaking. And therefore, I would end with Robi Thakur and say, Ore Shobuj, Ore Amar Kacha, আপদ আছে জানি আঘাত আছে তাই জেনে তো বক্ষে পরাণ নাচে গুছিয়ে দে ভাই পুঁথি পড়োর কাছে পথে চলার বিধিবিধান যাচা আয় প্রমুক্ত আয় রে আমার কাঁচা চিরযুবা তুই যে চিরজীবী জীর্ণ জরা ঝরিয়ে দিয়ে প্রাণ ও পুরাণ ছড়িয়ে দেদার দিবি সবুজ নেশায় ভোর করেছি ধরে ঝড়ের মেঘে তরি তরি ভরা বসন্তের প্রবাস আকুল করে আপনার গলার বকুল মালা গাছা আয়রে আমর আয়রে আমার কাঁচা we look forward to you to break this pandemic and go forth and blossom yourselves. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Your energy and vibrance have always been an inspiration for us all. Thank you so much. I would now like to take this opportunity to request Mr. Pradeep Agarwal, CEO of the Kalyan Bharti Trust, to kindly address our audience. Sir.
Thank you, Agnijita ma'am.
Thank you.
I think we are very fortunate to have two legendary icons from education, our respected Professor Ener Banerjee, and from industry, Mr. Dhruvada. So thank you very much for joining us today. And I think Principal Sir already mentioned that we have entered into the 15th batch is being inaugurated today. So we are quite fortunate that with the blessings of Almighty and the trustees, we are at this juncture, and I must congratulate all the alumni of our academy who are placed globally, whether it is as entrepreneur or as CEO or as professor, and as many respectful positions they are enjoying today. So, but we are unfortunately we are into an online mode. So though today is a very challenging time for all of us due to pandemic, we need to learn and explore the new opportunities, which is every day it is emerging during such time. Though we have to live with the online environment, be it education, business, or other services. Digital media has become as an integral part of our day-to-day activities. A lot of management skills are now needed to deal with such renewed business climate. I believe that this year, this batch will become a most innovative batch in coming years who had struggled a lot due to COVID and will become successful in overcoming in such an unprecedented situation. I wish you all the best and may God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your words of encouragement, sir. I would now like to request Professor Dr. K.K. Chaudhary, Director, Heritage Business School, to kindly address our audience.
I heartily welcome Batch 2021. 8th September is a day for you, I would say the day, because you have completed 12 years of school experience with boundary, with directions, with control. Now, this is a new world entering into the college, where you have entered into the boundaryless platform, and you have your self-direction and self-control. And you have freedom of choice, what to do, what not to do. whether you attend the class or you bunk the class. In this connection, I could recall Mr. Jaydeep Chitlangia is an honorable trust member of ours. He every year delivers lecture to the teachers of our school. So I attended that, and he was talking about the challenges of the teachers. He said that I will advise the students to bunk the class. He also advised the teachers, so create such an atmosphere, learning atmosphere and teaching quality, so that students will remain in your class. So whether our principal said 100% attendance, they are all adults. So they have to decide of their own, and they have the freedom of choice. And I would say that they have come here with great expectations. And it is our duty to fulfill those expectations through our teachings, through our co-curricular activities, through other kinds of platforms that we can offer through webinars and others. And I'm sure the students will enjoy their coming 2 years' time, 3 years' time with us. And we will provide all the platforms, all the opportunities to them. Our teachers will be their friend and guide. And student-friendly teachers we have. That is our pride, that is our strength. And I'm sure that you will enjoy your coming 3 years' time here. And I could recall another example when Steve Jobs, possibly all of you know, the man behind Apple. So he was invited to Stanford University for the Convocation Day. So after addressing, he said to the students, so be hungry, be foolish. So you, the students, you remember this very word. And I would advise you that be focused what not to do and what not to do. And then there is a need for a will to work. And that is what is required. And because you are free, you will enjoy all the facilities here, but we can only train you how to fly, but you have to fly. And Atma Deepa Bhava. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your words of wisdom, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are fortunate enough to have with us an alumnus of the London School of Economics and Political Science, the SELP program of Harvard Business School, IIS WMBM, and St. Xavier's College, Kolkata. With over 2.5 decades of experience in the ABP group, we are extremely fortunate to welcome Mr. Dhruba Mukherjee, CEO of ABP Private Limited, as our guest of honor. Mr. Mukherjee, I'd like to request you to kindly address our gathering.
Thank you, ma'am, for that very warm and generous introduction. The outset, I have to say that I was feeling a little anxious, but a little bit at ease now after seeing Dr. KK Chaudhary, or KKC as we say, because it's always good to be in an environment, and many of you probably don't know, he was my professor at ISWB, head of the department, and was almost a mentor to many of the things we did at ISWBM. So a lot of what I am today is thanks to the contribution of him and teachers in my life. And it's great to be out here. I'd like to thank Mr. Agarwal and the Heritage authorities for inviting me here for this program. It's an absolute pleasure and a privilege to be here. And I would also like to give my warm regards to Professor Ener Banerjee. Again, as a distinguished academician, we have always respected and followed his work in the field. And I think education is better for individuals like him. And of course, I'd like to give a hearty welcome to each and every student who is joining in today, starting the almost career journey, if I may say, because many of you are getting into career courses in Heritage Academy. And along with that, I see a few proud parents also, and I'd like to extend my warm welcome to them also for this session. I can assure you all that the choice of institution has been a right one, because over the years, the Heritage Group of Institutions and Heritage Academy, they have been, I would say, institutions of excellence, and they have been at the forefront of quality education in the country. And you've heard about their alumni and the output they have come out with over the years. And I think, we have all gone through a point of time in our life when we had to make career choices or decide on an institute. And I know how important that decision is, and you always go in with a lot of apprehension whether this was the right investment. We often consider this as an investment. And I think people have said this, but I think you need to go in with confidence. I know the institution very well. It has immense resources and infrastructure. And I'm sure over a period of time, you will realize the immense scope you have to utilize that and be something in your life. And as Professor KKC said, you have to decide what you make out of it. And I think the onus is on you now. And you will be guided well, is all that I can assure you. I can't help but notice the very interesting name of this induction program, which is Convergence 2021, because in a manner of speaking, you see in the last 1.5 years, the whole world has converged to fight against this unprecedented pandemic, right? And everyone is united by a cause, probably for the first time in living history that I have seen, which is to defeat this pandemic and come out of it. And I think convergence is the key to our lives right now, whether it's online, offline, hybrid, whatever form of life you're living, we are all trying to converge and make this world a better place to live in. So I think it's a very appropriate name to start off with. But on one hand, we know that, in the last 1.5 years, I don't think there is a single facet of life which has not got disrupted, and probably disrupted adversely, I would say. And that is the dark side of the pandemic. But the bright side of the pandemic, when I look back in the last 1.5 years, are two human qualities which came out very strongly. And all of us unwittingly has been part of that journey. And those two qualities are, one is resilience, and resilience not just to face the adversity, but to grow off it, to come out of it. We have seen multiple examples of that in the world in the last 1.5 years. And the other is the spirit of entrepreneurship, which loosely can be defined as pursuit of opportunities regardless of resources available. And we have seen entrepreneurship at all levels: government, society, corporate, individual, you name it. You'd see everybody was trying to make the best of what was available and create opportunities which will help us, emerge from this crisis in a much better way. And now you talk about this world, which a lot of people affectionately call new normal and next normal. The critics call it abnormal. But whatever be it, the fact remains that this resilience and entrepreneurship has held us in good stead over the last 1.5 years. And it is in this world that you will be stepping in, and I think, if you look at history, we have this tendency to look at various decades and term the generations with a word, which describes the generation of that decade. So you've heard of baby boomers, you've heard of Generation X, you've heard of Generation Y, Generation Z, and then there are millennials and post-millennials. Something tells me that, when history will judge this period, starting 2021, and all you guys who are young professionals who will step into the world, history will probably term you loosely as a post-COVID generation. And I think, distinctive identity of that post-COVID generation is the spirit of experimentation. I think all of us, even you as students, I think the entire education fraternity, as Mr. Agarwal was talking about, has suddenly got disrupted from offline to completely online, and now trying to work out a hybrid model and trying to get back to offline. But the way, and there are pros and cons to both. There are critics who are, of course, against this online form for various rightful reasons, and there are people who are also saying that online will become the way out. But the idea is, whether it's education, whether it's corporate, whether it's society, we have all gone through a spirit of experimentation. So the post-COVID generation, when you step into the world of profession or corporates, you will be expected to come in with a kind of spirit of experimentation, which has never been seen before. And that is something you need to keep in your mind. So in that context, in my short address today, I will leave with you 3 capabilities which I feel you should consciously work on, and 1 behavioral output which you should keep in your radar to probably help you make a better journey than you otherwise would. I'm sure Heritage will take care of the academic bit, and I'm sure they will also take care of many of the soft skill bit. But this is from my experience, and there are no right or wrong to it. At another time, another place, we can debate on whether these are important capabilities, and there can be many more, but these are 3 for sake of time, which I want to shortlist on. And the first one is your ability to manage contextual complexity. The word may sound a little difficult, but what I mean by contextual complexity is, when we hear the word change, and this is not something we are hearing now, change was happening even before COVID, and we were talking about the fast pace of change. But what COVID and the post-COVID phase has done is accelerated that pace of change to almost like now happening every second, every minute, which was probably happening every day before. And because of that fast-paced change, what we are seeing is, situations, circumstances, landscape, ecosystems, getting a completely reimagined look every day and every second that we live in. And hence that throws up a huge set of contextual complexity on how to manage it, because your past knowledge will not help that, because these are new situations. And what we as professionals, and you as future leaders, once you complete your course and get into it, is that your job will have to find out, you will have to find out the white space of opportunities amidst this chaos and confusion and make the most of it. You will have to identify what are the strengths in these chaos and confusion that you have, which you can exploit. And at the same time, you also need to be cognizant of what are the weakness that you probably possess, and undermine that weakness or deal with it so that they don't become deterrents or barriers to your journey. And hence, managing contextual complexity will become a very, very important part of your journey, and keep that in your mind as you go along. Constantly keep your eyes and ears open and assess the situation around you to make sure that you make the best of it. The second thing that we're seeing increasingly in this world is what we, in a jargon way, can term it as stakeholder pluralism. There was a time when we were taught in business and transactions were 1-to-1, 1-to-2, 1-to-3, maybe 1 to a bigger group. Then we were told that customers and consumers, just as they're important, shareholders are also important, and so on and so forth. But today, that word has moved from customer, shareholder to stakeholder. People with whom you may not have a direct association with, but have an indirect bearing on. They are also very, very important in your journey and in the work that you do. And how, whether you succeed or fail, often is determined by this group. And this is a almost expanding set of group of people with divergent views. And that makes it very difficult, because each of their purpose and objective may not be in alignment to what you're doing. And a typical case today, you see, in media, and a lot of you are pursuing media science. I come from media, so it's a pertinent example to take. So there was a time when, print media and television media used to be the dominant media. There, the content produced by this media belonged to them, and hence they were accountable, they were responsible, and anything went wrong, they were taken to court or they were punished or rewarded, either way. But then came social media, right? And that has gained a huge amount of currency in the last 1.5 years. And we're seeing that, digital media, social media. And suddenly, it is a very democratic form of media, right? Anybody, you and I can go and post anything anywhere, right? What we feel. And that post can have a huge amount of bearing and impact to a huge group of people unknown to you, right? And there was no way of regulating that, because the whole concept of the social media, whether it's a Facebook or a Twitter or whatever you call it, they are in an aggregator model. So they created a platform, you can go and post, they don't own the content. And hence anybody can do any slander, can put any gossip. And that's why the whole beating that social media, digital media got in terms of fake news. So there was no accountability. Now, in a typical system in the past, it would have continued, because all that these social media platforms were accountable to were the shareholders or the venture capitalists who were invested in it and the customer base that they have. But today, because of the work that they're doing is impacting society at large, regulators are stepping in. So there are regulations, there is new now the IT Act and etc. All that is coming in, where you cannot get away by saying, look, it's a customer who has posted, I can't take responsibility for that content on my platform. I am just an aggregator. Uber can't get away by saying, I'm an aggregator, the taxis are owned by the owners, so I can't take accountable for a theft that happens in the cab, because regulators are stepping in. And that's where stakeholderism comes. So in the world that you will step in, stakeholders will become very, very important. So it's not just going to be shareholders, customers, consumers, but it will be social activists, it will be government, it will be regulators, it will be other allied industries and supply chain. Everybody is a stakeholder, and your business has to do well by doing good. You cannot any longer get away by doing well by doing bad. So doing well by doing good and ensuring you manage stakeholder pluralism will be your mantra as you step into the world. Keep that in mind in whatever profession you're taking up. The third, and this is at a more individual level, I would say. I need not emphasize, but when you look at media today, you'll see the incidence of corruption has gone up in everyday life, in all fields of life. That's simply because a chaotic and a fast-changing ecosystem throws up a lot of opportunities, and I will word them as temptations for you to follow. And often, we tend to be very fluid in the way we live our life and the principles on which we live our life. And this, sooner or later, is going to backfire. So as a student, as you embark on your career journey, my suggestion to you is please look at your core and decide on your values and principles, which will be fundamental and something which you will never compromise upon, come what may. And that will define who you are, what you do, and what you stand for. It's very, very important to do that. Yes, you must have tolerance. You must have tolerance to other discourses, other opinions, etc. But you must stand something for you. And I think that's very, very important as you, as students, go through the academic bit. And this is something, we were taught by our professors, and KKC was one of them. So always tell us that, the value system is very, very important in what we do. And that's something I can look back and say has been a critical success factor for all successful professionals, is they have had a core fundamental set of values and principles which they have not compromised. So these are the three traits I think you need to work on the softer side. And I'm sure Heritage will create a lot of programs for you to do that, which is managing contextual complexity, stakeholder pluralism, and your own self-confident integrity, if I may call it. The one behavioral output, and this is something I have seen with the next generation in my organization and in other organizations, is this generation is a generation in a hurry. And there's nothing wrong in that. We are a instant generation. We like instant coffee, instant noodles, instant results, everything. So this is a generation in a hurry, and which is very good. But remember, there is an asymmetry between effort and outcome. So there is a lag between the effort that you put in and the outcome that you will get. Now, that lag can be small or big depending on the quantum of the effort, but there will always be a lag. It will never be you put in the effort and instantly you see results. At least in your professional journey, this is something I can tell you. But what is happening with the younger generation is, in a way, they're becoming a very impatient generation. So I put in an effort, and without waiting for that lag of the outcome to come, we get disappointed very easily. So what happens is between effort and lag, there is a gap. Now, if we are in a hurry and we don't see forward, then we tend to fall into that gap. And that gap is, management scientists call that a valley of despair. So often when we don't recognize this asymmetry between effort and lag, and we just go and jump after the effort, chances are you'll fall in the valley of despair. And that is why you'll see there's so many cases of psychological issues that we are seeing, from young students to senior students to young professionals. And we're seeing suicide cases going up, and things are going up because people get frustrated very easily. People get impatient very easily. KKC said, be hungry, be foolish. We don't want to be foolish. We feel foolish is something bad. Steve Jobs said it a long time back, but that's the way it is. So point is, the behavioral output I would like you to see is, I'm not saying wait indefinitely. If the outcome is not coming, you must intervene. but there is going to be a lag between effort and outcome. Have the patience, create a bridge of patience, a tolerable bridge of patience, and give yourself that time to see whether the outcome comes. Otherwise, we see people who change jobs every 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and within 3 years span, they worked in 8, 10 organizations. So we sometimes wonder, where is the stability in that person? Because the person keeps saying, no, I didn't get the desired outcome, or I didn't get the desired recognition. It will follow. It will follow. Give it some time. If you're confident about your effort, it will come. So this is one behavioral output that I'd like to keep in mind, which I am seeing and is a little disturbing, and I thought I should flag it to you. So this is, I don't want to become very preachy out here, but I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic journey. I sincerely believe the worst is behind us and things will only improve from here. And you are in safe hands as far as Heritage is concerned. So together with Heritage, carve your journey, walk the walk, walk the talk, and I'm sure the success in the future is all yours. I'll not prolong my address anymore because, like you, I am also very keen to hear Professor Ener Banerjee. And I'll end here wishing all of you all the very best in your journey going forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your words of encouragement and inspiration, sir. I'm sure students will take them to heart and they'll be able to sail through the valley of despair, and they'll be able to really work on those actionables. So thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, our chief guest has worn many hats indeed. From being the former chairman, AICTE, Eastern Regional Committee, the former chairman of the West Bengal Electronics Industry Development Corporation Limited, and the former vice chancellor of BESU Shibpur, to the chairman of the Board of Governors, Calcutta Institute of Engineering and Management, Kolkata, and the chairman Board of Studies, WBSCTE, among many others. We are deeply fortunate to have with us as our chief guest today, the doyen of the industry and technology spheres, Dr. Ener Banerjee. Welcome, sir. I would like to take this opportunity and invite you to address our gathering.
Namaskar to everyone. Mr. Agarwal, Professor Chaudhuri, Professor Banerjee, Professor Bakshi, Mr. Mukherjee, dear students and the teachers, including the family members of the students. It is a great occasion, reminiscent of my first day at IIT Kharagpur. And I was thinking what I did and what I wanted to see. Anyway, that is not relevant at this point of time. But over the decades, I have learned that in an educational institution, the teacher does not teach, the student learns. And dear students, in your learning process, you will find at Heritage Academy, the kind of environment, educational environment that has been provided by Kalyan Bharti Trust, a conglomerate of industrialists, and I believe, and I've seen the manifestation, that they have brought in some kind of a culture and values which will be very, very useful in your lives today and tomorrow. And whenever I visited heritage institutions, I have observed this, the context they have built very well. And in the process of learning, context is also very important. And you have to utilize that. While your teacher is there to help you out, lots of facilities have been created. I won't say world standard, but I will say definitely it is much better compared to our national standards. I am deeply impressed with their library, the kind of internet system or network that they have developed, housekeeping. These are all very, very, motivating or inspiring, I should say. And as you know, if in the classroom or off the classroom, if you utilize your time properly, getting all the facilities with the assistance or facilitation of your teachers, you will certainly be able to build a professional career for you. You know that we Indians, we are always fond of remembering Swami Vivekananda and his famous quotation, education is the manifestation of perfection already in man. So in our system of education, we do believe that students, they are already perfect. So what is my job as a teacher? As I, at the inset, I had told at the initial stage that you are something like a diamond and you require polishing, cutting, so that you become more and more valuable. So this process of value addition will take place here at Heritage Academy for you. And I can say that you are in safe hands and your journey will always be towards achieving your goal, provided you have set up your goal. I do believe that whenever you join a professional course like BBA, BCA, or BSc or MSc, media science, you must have set up your goal and you are clear about your goal and you have clarity of your goal. Unless your goal is clear and objective, you can't put in efforts in that direction so as to achieve it very, very quickly. And in course of achieving the goal, you will find there will be several distractions which you will have to overcome. Now, I believe that young men and women who are present here, it will be possible for you to overcome everything, every constraint in your life today or tomorrow, as you have done it in the yesteryears and during the present critical phase of everyone's life in our country or in the world. Now, we call these the restraining forces, the forces which will not allow you to put in your efforts for achieving the goal. We believe in the positive forces with positive mind, positive attitude. You work for attainment of your goal. Anywhere you face a problem, your teachers are there to mentor you. Please remember that you are very fortunate that you are in such a beautiful program here in this institute, which many of your countrymen, the boys and girls, won't be able to avail themselves of. So then in that sense, you are fortunate. So you must make the most use of it. And at every step, please get the mentoring from your teachers. And the best teacher in human life is your parents. Parents, they go on mentoring us, they're mentoring you. My parents are no more, but your parents will go on mentoring you. And along with that, you take the help or mentoring of your teachers. Any problem, you must receive their counseling. And that's how you have to proceed. I have a warning for you also that these days, I have seen while I move around, used to move around prior to this digital, era, when we are doing everything because of pandemic situation on online around the universities, around the engineering institutions, management institutions. We used to see that huge libraries are there. And, I was always critical about in my thinking in terms of what is the percentage utilization of the assets which have been created. Libraries, then, NPTEL will come to that. The online learning, there are many, many video cassettes or packages available. How students are utilizing those, including teachers, mind you. I used to find out And you won't believe, including my university, and that is decades ago, I left that in 2009. Now, I found hardly, mind you, 30% of the students and 10 to 15% of the teachers utilize the library facilities. I checked the documents, and these are all hard facts. Then a question comes to my mind: why create such an asset whose utilization is like? Is it? I don't look at it as a business proposition, but if you create an asset, it should be our duty to ensure that the asset is utilized to the greatest extent. I remember my good old engineering days. We used to work in the library dead of night, and you won't believe, the library at IIT Kanpur even today, it works all through the night. And we had Chedi's tea shop. So overnight we had to go there, have a cup of tea, and again come back. So that's how we used to work. And that's how engineers or any professional should work. Hours together, and library should be utilized. I don't know. Maybe you will say that, sir, you are an old man. But even if you have everything, the greatest Google teacher, but textbook, I find that when I buy a new book, and which I continue to buy books, and the very flavor of the book, it attracts me. How soon I should complete the reading? So please go to the library. And I can tell you, Heritage has got I can safely say, world-class library. And the systems over there, I was deeply impressed. So please utilize that. Please utilize that. And also the video cassette, the CDs, which they maintain there for electronic e-learning, as you call it. So please go through those. Facilities are in plenty, but there should be proper takers. Please utilize those properly. And another warning I will tell you, since it is a very, very, good or excellently maintained institution, and we Indians, we sometimes have the habit of, making it unclean. So please treat it as a temple. And in a temple, you never, make it unclean with thoughts, with actions, or with anything. So that's what our culture teaches us. And that's what in Heritage, I do believe your teachers will teach you through practice, and you will learn. And I wish all of you a very bright future. Be a good human being. Be a consensus Indian citizen. Be a person with social orientation. Never forget that even today, 1/3 of your countrymen cannot have a square meal a day. You have to respect your parents, and you have to respect your teachers, and respect everyone, because respect will beget respect. Love will beget love, and affection will beget affection. So, dear students, you have my blessings. You have the blessings of your teachers. And I do believe that you have blessings of Heritage, all teachers, all groups, including the trustees. Everybody wants good of you, a bright future for you, and I join them. Thank you very much for giving me patient hearing. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your wonderful words of encouragement, sir. I'm sure they will encourage our diamonds in the rough to move further ahead in their life. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, as we draw to a close of the first part of the day, I would now like to request Ms. Mohua Shom, Deputy Registrar, the Heritage Academy, to kindly deliver the vote of thanks. Madam.
Thank you, ma'am. A very good morning to all. On behalf of all the members of the Heritage Academy, I would like to extend my vote of thanks to Dr. Ener Banerjee former Vice Chancellor Besu Shipur, and Mr. Dhruva Mukherjee, CEO ABP Private Limited, for sharing their knowledge, experience, and illuminating our students with their valuable talks and times. I would like to convey our heartfelt gratitude to Sri Pradeep Kumar Agarwal, CEO Kalyan Bharti Trust, and Sri K.K. Chaudhary, Director, Heritage Business School, and all the dignitaries for getting us in every step towards the academic endeavor. We are highly obliged to all for your unconditional guidance and encouragement. I would also take the pleasure to convey our thanks to Professor Dr. Banerjee, Founder Principal, the Heritage Academy, for his valuable guidance, advice, and support. I thank Professor Dr. Madhuba Bakshi, Dean Media Department, for her advice at all times. I also extend my thanks to Sri Manoj Sarugi, CFO Kalyan Bharti Trust, and Sri Santosh Kumar Ray, DGM Marketing, Heritage Group of Institute, for their enormous cooperation and support in every field. I thank all the students and their parents for their kind presence on the occasion. Come, let's join hands together as we journey along the path of discipline, honesty, commitment, and obedience. Let us inculcate the same values in the student, making them better citizens to our great motherland. A special thanks to the admission team, Ms. Swati Banerjee, Sri Avnish Tiwari, Sri Sanatan Mahakund, Ms. Sharbani Chakrabarti, and Sri Manoj Pradhan for giving a huge support. Students, now you are a part of Heritage family. You will be known as Heritans. Congratulations to all and welcome to the Heritage Academy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam. I would now like to invite everyone to join us as we conclude our session with our national anthem.
Janagana mana adhinayak jaya he Bharat bhagya vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchchala Jaladhi Taranga तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे Jaya 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 He.
Thank you so much. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you've been a wonderful audience. Thank you so much.